Yay. Yay. That's Middleburg for you.
Middleburg.
Yay. Okay. Pull out your sketch list. Pull out your assignment. The assignment goes pinned up. And eat as you need to. And
Julie has
that's as far as we
next
got. So, are you ready?
We're ready. You're
Okay.
on.
Welcome everybody once again to class 2, landscape graphics. My name's Julie. Nancy's our my co-teacher. Has everyone met Lauren Leeler?
Program director.
Yeah. Okay. So welcome to Kathleen and well, I'm not going to name you all. Hi. Nice to see you.
But we have Angela. We have Angela joining the class
Yes.
from Pittsburgh. That's a long commute.
It is.
And welcome. And you, please.
8 hours for each class.
Oh wow.
I hope you're not turning around and driving home
Tomorrow morning.
Okay. All right. So will you guys all introduce yourselves to her? We're not going to go around the room and do this.
Not tonight.
No.
Okay.
We'll do it another time.
Well, the focus tonight is about techniques. We're going to talk about scale drawings, notes, labels, shadows, composition. Again, we are in the ABCs of how to draw landscape plans. So we have to decompose all of these plans and into these little components, and then these will all make sense by, I think it's week 3, when we actually show you real plans. So it feels a little discombobulated to do just a title block or just lettering or all these components, but hopefully we'll get all pieces out on page and then make it make sense. So we always start with current events. Nancy, do you have anything for us?
Yes, I have another grandchild this morning. Which was my second one. My grandson is 3 and a half. I had a little granddaughter born this morning. And it reminded me of one of the reasons that I actually went into landscape was, and something that you'll talk about with a lot of other professors is, you know, memories of being outside, or memories with your grandparents, or memories that are related to somehow to plants and nature and gardens and farms and all that kind of thing. And I didn't have any grandchildren at all when I started this, and I was thinking about things that I loved when I was little, pulling watercress with my grandfather, picking raspberries with my grandmother, different little gazebos that other people had that we played in. So when all of a sudden I was going to be a grandmother, I'm thinking, oh, this will be perfect. I want to share what I loved and make sure that children actually do love being outside and they don't have to take their cell phone and play with their video games. So now now I have another one I can share with. So that was my fun this morning while we were working on the class. I got a phone call. It's a girl. So that was fun. And Julie has professional things to tell you about.
Wow. But this is truly part of the fun. Nancy and I were in class together 4 years. And that's how we could have done this class. Either one of us probably could have taught this all by ourselves. But it's really a lot more fun to do it together. And so I hope you will feel the same about your classmates and get to know everybody, because it's a great journey to do it all together. And you can call Vincent and say, what was the homework from last week?
You might want to ask someone else.
So get to know.
That was too much homework. Wasn't that too much homework? Shouldn't we all get together and complain?
Yes.
Apparently they're going to.
So,
Okay.
all right, so a couple other tidbits. I have coupons from Plaza. If anybody needs equipment, anything, I'll just pass it around. Please help yourself to coupons.
Okay, you just cut them off of there?
Sure.
You guys all get a discount at all the art supply places. Just tell them you're a student. This is another reason why you want to have your ID with you when you go shopping.
Well, at Plaza, if you are a member, then you get like 30–40% off coupons.
Anyway,
Okay, and that's where these came from. So, okay, and then in the mail today came the Landscape Architecture magazine. I'm just going to pass it around just to whet your appetite. If you see something you want the page of because you want to sketch it for next week, pull it out. If you want the card that says I want to be a member, pull it out and check it out. It's just another resource. So I'm not going to do
You mean you want them to rip up your magazine?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep, and I'll bring in some others in next week's, but that's as far as we got. One little ditty we forgot to show last week is the flexible ruler. So it's got a scale on it, 1 to just 1 to 1, and then 1 to 10. No, 1 to 1 to 30. But it's flexible. So when you need those curves, or you know that you want an S curve, that's a flexible. So put it in your wish list of new supplies, it's fun. Shall I pass that around so everybody?
I use that tool till this day.
Oh,
Yeah, I use mine too.
Um,
And it will hold, whatever shape you put it in, it will hold.
yeah,
So,
Where did you find this?
Plaza? Plaza?
How much?
Pardon?
How much?
$5, I think it's around $5, because I've hardly ever seen anybody that's drawing, all their gardens are not perfectly
No.
straight.
And I have one from the 70s that's just green, but I like this with the scale on it, because you can make calculations, so that's great.
I think I showed you last week, and you know, you can get these in a packet. The French curves, so you can always use a French curve too, which sort of gives you some, you know, pre-done curves, but you might also want to create your own, but sometimes this is a good starter. And then if it has to get off by a little bit, you can do, these come in a package, like 3 or 4 different ones. So that's another option too. And we have one of
Okay, we just want to make sure everybody got one of the Travis books, the blue books. This one, and see Nancy, they're $25. If you gave her an IOU last week, just come pay Nancy and start enjoying Travis sketching. All right, review. We're just quickly in like a 5-minute conversation. How we want to know questions from you about how was the sketching, how was the lettering, and then we'll get to the assignment with the trees. That'll be our pinup. So if you have questions about that assignment, maybe before we go until we do the pinup.
So you want to start with sketching. Did everybody, well, we know, we went around, but we didn't see everybody's, but both of us didn't see everybody's. There were some people that did 3 pages of sketching and some people did 15 pages of sketching. So maybe we need to be a little bit more clear about exactly how much you need, but if you did more than you needed, that's okay. You probably are fabulous at it by now. But questions, comments? I heard 15 hours of homework somewhere back there, and that's a lot for a 1-credit class.
Me too, 15. Okay.
Well, a lot of the time-consuming stuff was title blocks. And you said to copy, or Nancy said to copy the title blocks, and that's fine, but the copies are, at least out of the sketchbook, are 9 by 12, so you gotta, it's not gonna fit on the printer like this I have at home, so that made it a little difficult.
Okay.
And then using the different pens for the title, pencils for the title block, it's uneven when you copy it, so there was some issues, but the title blocks took a lot of time.
Okay.
And then he did not give us any real instruction on the Ames lettering guide, so
We ran out of time.
I'm muddled, decided to go to YouTube for that.
Did you like the YouTube? Because Joe said
Well,
she tried the
there
YouTube.
were several on there, but the biggest thing is the metric is the wheel, and on the left is the imperial scale. So once I at least saw that, I kind of guesstimated. But I held it up to the lines you actually had on the homework assignment, and that was a close proximity, and then I just went through there.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out the Ames, so it took me several hours to manually draw the 1/4 inch by 1/8 of an inch lines.
And that, quite honestly, I know it was kind of vague. Part of that was you have to learn how to use all these implements, and it takes time. And it's like learning how to curry a horse when you've never seen a horse before and you don't know which end of the curry to use. You have to try all the things, and I'm sorry that it seemed tedious. And I did. For the lettering this week, you'll be encouraged to know we're on graph paper. So just look forward to graph paper this week, and you don't have to use your Ames lettering guide. I think if we have time, we'll make sure I show you that. If not, I will do a little demo at home and copy it in some manner in a PowerPoint and send it to you all,
Oh, that would be great.
because you all need to know how to use that tool. Okay?
So for the reading and the homework, it says to read. Does that mean to also do the exercises or literally to read?
Okay. Is
Well-
this out of the sketching or out
The
of?
sketching.
Okay,
Well, you could have used this book to do your sketches,
Okay.
right.
I
but
understand.
but if you wanted to sketch other things, that would have been okay too. You needed 3 pages of sketching.
Right.
Right.
Again, again, this was a little vague on the instructions because I want you to try and read it all, and I would love for you to do all those.
Okay.
But I know darn well that would be hours and hours and hours.
15.
And I
15.
kept hearing back from the last class that we taught that they had so many. So they used to have 5 pages of sketching and 5 of lettering. So I reduced it to 3, hoping that would be less time consuming for you all. But remember, this is all front end loaded. I didn't.
I had fun, but I probably did more than I needed to then.
I'm sure you did, and that's
But that's
great.
okay.
Okay.
But if the reading is very front end loaded with an 8-week class, we need to get through everything by week 4 so that you can be using everything you've learned in week 5, 6, 7, and for 8. So it is really a lot.
Okay, so read,
But you
yes,
can do it.
not necessarily sketch.
Right.
All of those exercises.
And the read exercises in the book, in Reed's book, he does have exercises too. And they're fabulous too, but I
Okay.
just felt like we couldn't ask him to do all of this,
Thank you.
okay?
Okay.
Okay. I tried to be more.
Any other questions about either the reading or
The sketching or the lettering?
Yeah.
Or the reading?
I was using the 24-inch tracing paper to do my homework, and I couldn't really figure out what dimension to use, so I have trouble doing the block on how much space. So I end up I think I did 8.5 by 11, and did the block, and that didn't fit too well, and the line was just a lot of work just to get
just to
on
cut the
a
paper and
24-inch roll copy
Oh.
tracing paper.
we should probably change the
Well,
tracing paper next.
Here's the rationale on the tracing paper, because most of your projects from here on out will be larger. And your roll of paper, which is the best economical way to buy it, if had you get it smaller, you couldn't use that roll in the next year. So let's show everybody how to cut the paper too, because I bet we didn't do
We
that.
can, but we go around.
Yeah, we can, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
How to cut the trace, so you can
You
cut a
can rip
piece
it using this, but we'll
and
show you.
it's easier to use. Okay, good input though, thank you.
Everybody was okay with reading the scale so far?
Cool.
Okay,
Great.
all right.
Okay, well, let's.
So this will be your first critique. This is when you start to get your skin a little bit thicker because everyone will have 3 minutes, which maybe you won't even need, to sort of explain what you tried to do, whether you like certain pens, if you like the pencil, if you like the ink, and we'll just go down the row. And if you want to pin a couple things up down there at the end, then you can do that.
I've got my timer.
We're gonna time, and then we're gonna take turns commenting, because with the large class, it would take up practically the whole class to sort of just go through and critique. So we're not grading, we're just making comments, and you need to learn like, hello, my name is Donna, and here's my work, and blah, 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 and whatever. It's for starters. Okay?
Okay,
So
so,
you get to stand up for,
come on back to the back. Do you want me to give a sample? Do you want me to